60 minutes of intermediate flow. Dr. Mangano here. Beautiful morning, the Wildwood Crest beaches. What's the point of living here if I'm not going to share the environment with everybody? So it's a really nice day. We're going to be on the mat. Obviously I'm on a beach. I don't have any props or anything, but if you're doing this at home, just make sure you have a clean, safe space, and then modify any poses as necessary. I'm going to have a little bit more of a balance challenge on the sand today, but if you're close to anything, maybe just hold on to a chair or a wall if you're feeling unstable through any of the standing balance poses. Building off of what we started with on Monday, we're going to work into a little bit of some hip opening and just hip mobilizing with the pelvis, differentiating those movements with the low back movements. So to begin, we're going to start in a standing pose. Feeling it. So working it up into a standing posture, separating the feet about hip width distance. Go ahead, close the eyes down. Just kind of seal off your space. So maybe making a mental path around the four corners of the mat. If you're not working with a mat, just kind of building a little perimeter to denote an area and a space in which you are stepping into this morning to be present, to focus on your mental well-being and your physical movement, and just try to be 100% here. Obviously, if you're working at home or you're rushing to do this before work, our mind's going to wander, and that's fine. The movement's going to help us stay focused, and the breath is going to emphasize that even more. So maintain your breath throughout this practice. I'll try to cue to that as much as possible. And we'll build our foundation. So closing the eyes down, we're just going to use the mental imagery here, helping the brain find every corner of your arches of your feet. So wiggling the toes. You can feel a lot of activation in the balls of the toes. Roll your ankles inward a little bit so you come more close to collapsing through the arches. Roll the feet out wide so you can feel pressure on the knife edge, the outside of your heel and your arch, maybe the pinky toe. And then you're just going to create almost like a circular motion. So rolling out to the front, into the back, just to feel all four corners of your feet. Really important to do on a beach, just to give your brain as much awareness as possible of the weird accommodating ground. Good, and then find a stationary posture. Without moving your feet, go ahead and traction the feet away from each other, like you're trying to rip the mat right underneath of you in outward direction. You can feel that activate and light up the whole outside of your hips down. Now let's switch. So activate and slide the legs inward toward each other. Really feel the adductors, the inner groin muscles light up and below the knee. And the arches, instead of letting them collapse to do this, imagine tenting through the feet. So you're lifting the inner arch up and then in as the legs and the abdomen want to work towards that midline. Keep breathing. Even though you're working hard from hips down, you can still stay loose and breathe up top. And then release the legs, shake that out a little bit. Continuing to build our standing mountain. Strong feet, whichever of those traction positions you liked the best. I like to push out the best, that's for my body type. And then moving up to the hips, gently tuck the tailbone underneath. Let the whole front body open, proud and tall. And that kind of opens the shoulder blades back, but we're not pushing them back and down. We're just opening the front body. Bringing the ears back in line. Open the palms towards the front of the room. Let your breath help you grow an inch taller without bringing your shoulders. Everything can stay strong. Just let the core expand up with your breath. Bend through the knees. Inhale, hands up overhead. Strong arms as if you were pushing a block and holding a block in between the hands. Thumbs are facing back behind you. Bring the humerus, the arm bones, back in line as close as you can with the ears. Add that traction through the feet. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms up towards the sky. Inhale, look up. Exhale, drop the hands all the way down to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, so flat back, 7 shape. Exhale, fold again. Bend through the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart. Straighten the legs. Inhale, extended your mat and look all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Keep the eyes closed and just take a few powerful breaths. So inhaling strong through the nose, exhaling audibly through the mouth. As you do that, you create a negative pressure, allowing the core to fill up and start to heat up a little bit for our practice. Set your intention for this beautiful day and align your body with that intention, with that goal, that why I showed up on the mat this morning, why I know my body feels better after a movement practice, why I can offer more to other people without giving too much of myself after I move like this in the morning. And let's start to move a little bit. Inhale, both hands overhead. Exhale, come up onto the toes. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, fly back to the toes. Inhale, chair, sit the hips back really far behind the knees. Exhale, come on up, push up through the toes and hold here for 3, 2, 1. Collective big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, drop the heels. Inhale, halfway lift, 7 shape. Exhale, fold once more. And we're going to stay in the fold for just a little bit. If this feels too narrow for you, go ahead and open the feet a little bit wider. Bend the knees deeply and just allow the low back to hang. Traditionally, we sit too far behind the heels, almost lighting up the hamstrings to resist us from falling, but that's not going to allow them to then stretch. So try to shift your weight forward over the heels. Let your hands trust come a little bit further. And now with that center of gravity, we have the option and the opportunity to lengthen through the hamstrings. Bend the knees, close the eyes, slowly roll all the way up, one vertebra at a time, stacking the shoulders over the ribs, over the hips, locking down through the heels, lifting through the front body. Keep the body stiff, but look all the way up towards the ceiling, the sky. Inhale, your arms overhead. Right hand grabs your left wrist. Reach up and over. Gaze is going to look underneath the arm. Maybe stepping behind with that opposite leg to create a really long shape here. Breathing in through the side body. Inhale, rise, look up. Exhale, switching sides, opposite wrists, grab the hand, pull over. And it's more of an up and over than a hinge at the hips. So I'm still staying strong through the legs, trying to stay buoyant. Gaze is looking up under the arm. Breathing into the hip flexor, the side body, the ribs. Inhale, extend your mountain, look all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale in chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Go through your first vinyasa for the day. So vinyasa is that high plank, chaturanga to low plank. Flipping the feet, upward facing dog or cobra. Safe plank as you exhale, flip the feet, downward facing dog. 3 strong breaths in down dog. Inhale, bend the knees, walk or hop if you're ready, all the way to the front, forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale in chair. Exhale, hands come together at heart center. Shift your weight forward. As you exhale, right elbow twists over to left knee. So rotating into this. Look down, make sure the right knee's not coming too far forward. Hands are at prayer, trying to get the thumbs to the sternum. Pull the ears back into alignment and the shoulder blades back towards the hips that are lifting towards the sky. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, back up, chair pose. Exhale, switching sides. Look down, bring that left knee back into alignment. If you feel like you're falling backwards, you may be too far on the heels. Shift your weight forward, give your arch the chance to activate and support you. Inhale, extend your mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, look all the way up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers. Lift them up overhead. And exhale, pull hands all the way down. Take a small break. We're going to start a Sun Salutation A series. And just because I want to get you into the flow and get you to feel really comfortable with that sequence. We're going to do 5 Sun Salutation A's. So that is exactly what we just did minus the twists. So I'll talk you through the first one and then at your own pace continue with the following 4. At the front of the mat. Inhale, extend your mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank, chaturanga. Drop the knees, inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, flip back, downward facing for 3 breaths. Inhale, the heels high, look to the front. Exhale, bend the knees, walk or hop all the way to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale all the way up, extend your mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Keep going. Inhale, extend your mountain. Exhale, forward fold. So now you know the sequence, just keep going. Even if you lose it, you're just breathing and moving. And if you always flip with the same foot, try switching feet. Or as you're flowing and breathing, focus on a different part of the body. What is your feet doing? Go through an entire sun salutation just with attention on how your feet feel, how your feet are propelling you, how they're stabilizing you. Do you feel like you have more weight on one foot than the other? Hopefully in your 3rd round now. Keep going with attention on the hands this time. How do the hands support you? How do the hands receive? Throughout the day, what do your hands create and enable you to connect and create with? afterwards. Shining forward, exhale back to downward facing. Using that charged heart center to activate and strengthen this pose. Each finger has good weight. Palms are gripping the ground. Arches are doing the same. Tailbones lifted up towards the ceiling. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, walk or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Extend your mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Close the eyes down. Just take a moment to integrate that sun salutation series. The focus of our yoga poses really changes the sensation and how our body reacts to the movements. They're not just for muscles, they're not just for joints or digestion or lymph or the immune system. We are syncing our brain with our body, our mind, our emotions, with our movement. The breath is that interlocking key in between. Moving on, if you grabbed a drink, took a break, sun salutation B. Adding on a little bit. Inhale, extend your mountain. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale in chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, drop the hands. Go through your lowering chaturanga. Inhale to upward. Exhale, downward facing. Good pressure on the left foot. Inhale your right heel towards the ceiling. Breath in. Look forward. Exhale, tap the right knee to the right elbow. Hold here for 2 breaths. Inhale, shoot the leg right back up. Same leg, look forward. Exhale, step through to the outside of the right hand. So you're in this runner's lunge, almost a high lizard pose. So you're going to look like this. Pull the right hip back into space a little bit as that left hip hikes up. In your runner's lunge, just go ahead and pump the ankle a little bit. So we're trying to straighten and point through the toes. Mobilizing that right hip crease. Trying to keep the sternum elongated and forward into that hip hinge. Find a stationary progress to the right foot. Drop the left hand down. Inhale, right arm twists towards the ocean for me, or the sky for you. Straightening through the back heel. Cartwheel the hand back down. Drop the left foot into warrior 2 position. Cartwheel the hands up and fall into our warrior 2. So front foot strong, bent knee, letting yourself lean into it. Open the chest back, but don't flare the ribs. Gaze is forward. Hands are following the breeze, finding that invisible resistance. If you're in a receiving mode today, go ahead, open the palms up. If you're in kind of conservation mode today and need to restore, keep the hands strong and closed. Drop the right elbow down, side angle, look up towards the ceiling. If you're feeling unstable here, you can hold onto the shin, a block, something next to you. Use the legs to push down as the front thigh kind of rolls out, which is like a tailbone tuck. Make big arm circles with that top arm. And then let it fall forward in line with the back leg. Create a full slanting ladder all the way up, fingers to toes. Then keep the elbow there, but bend the thumb backward to get behind your head. Hard to do. Creating a nice little bind. Push the head into the hand and then push through your elbow on your knee to rotate you open. in downward facing dog. Shift your weight over to the right heel. Inhale your left leg up overhead, toes point down. Exhale, look forward, tap left elbow to left knee. Hold there for 2 breaths. Inhale, heel rises towards the ceiling. Exhale, look forward, stepping to the outside of your left hand. Both hands stay down. We're in this runner's lunge. If this is really uncomfortable for you, you may find your back getting really rounded and arched. Bring this thigh back as far as you can, away from your foot, and push strong through the right toes. Hands are lifting, gaze is down. Start to mobilize that left ankle and the left hip crease. Relax the foot down, right hand stays strong, left hand twists open up towards the sky. Maybe your gaze follows. Drop the hands back down. Let the back foot come down, open up into warrior 2. So right foot is now in line with the back of the mat, sinking deeply into your front knee. Tuck the tailbone underneath, opening the chest, strong arms. Maybe extended if you're getting a little bored with that variation. Wherever you feel the most strength, the most depth. Beautiful. Drop your elbow to your knee. Extend your arm up towards the ceiling. Side angle pose. Really activate it in the legs. I shouldn't put all the weight on the front knee. So even if I didn't have my arm there, my legs are doing the same work. That's really there to then rotate your torso away from and give you that extra balance. Big upper arm circles here with this arm towards the ceiling. Slow it down and let that arm extend to be in line with your back foot. So toes to fingers, gaze up towards the ceiling. Don't move the elbow, but bend the thumb backward toward your head, slow and controlled. Find connection with your head and then push your head into the hand. Elbow that's on the knee is going to push and rotate your whole upper body to twist towards the sky. Strong legs, breathing through that newfound space. Slowly straighten that top arm. Go through a vinyasa transition. So high to low plank. Upward facing, if you're ready. Upward facing is going to be actually clearing the ground, tops of the feet. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Come up on the heels, breath in. Exhale, roll forward to a high plank. So shoulders are right over the hands. Every finger has good weight and strength. If you feel like this is too sharp on the wrists, come down onto the knees, but back the knees up so that you're on the tops of the knees, not directly on the kneecaps. In our strong plank here, breath in. Exhale, side plank facing the left. Right hand stays down. Left arm comes up. Exhale, neutral plank. Breath in, neutral. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale, back to neutral. 1 breath per movement. Exhale, switch. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. So strong right hand, using the whole right side of your body. Maybe lifting the top leg if you feel ready. Come back to neutral. Last side. Shift your weight a little bit forward once more. Breath in. Exhale. Open up. Then anytime you need to put the bottom knee down to anchor. Drop your hands down towards the ground. Push back to downward facing. Pedal the feet out. We're really opening up that back body now. And come on down to the knees. We'll give the arms a little bit of a break. Knees are right underneath the hips. Hands are going to be right underneath the shoulders. Just sway side to side. Maybe adding a little cat-cow. These fluid motions are really great when you're starting to build up too much tension in your system. So they reset and allow you to move forward in practice without harming yourself. Finding a neutral posture. Inhale, left leg shoots behind you, right arm forward. 2 breaths here. Strong through your right knee and your left hand. Inhale, reach as far as you can. Exhale, tuck elbow to knee underneath of you. Get tall for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, extend. 1 breath movement. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, last one. Hold right here. Exhale, bend your heel towards the ceiling. Reach around with your right hand to contact either the foot or ideally the shin above the ankle so you can kick the foot into the hand. Gaze is right down. Shoulders are down the back so you're not hurting the neck. Breathe through that front body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hand down, but bring that left knee out to the side like a fire hydrant posture. Just a couple pulses. I know we're tired. And drop back into a child's pose. Take a little bit of a break. If you prefer a puppy pose variation, elbows are down, hips are high. Coming back up to tabletop, switching sides. Strong left knee and right hand. Inhale, right leg, left arm extends. 2 strong breaths. Get your posture. Inhale a little bit longer. Exhale, tuck knee to elbow and hold for 3, 2, 1. 1 breath per movement. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Last time. Inhale, extend and hold. Exhale, bend the knee up towards the ceiling, foot flat to the sky. Reach around for the foot, the ankle, ideally the shin or a strong ankle so you can kick into the hand. Right arm straightens, ears lifted back towards the ceiling. Pull into the foot just as much as you're kicking into it, the hand. Four, 3, 2, 1. Drop the left hand down, but right knee comes out to a fire hydrant pose. Tiny pulses through that hip, toes are flexed. And drop back, child's pose. Take a few breaths, grab a drink. Keep breathing. Tuck the toes underneath. Find yourself into downward facing dog. Inhale, the heels high, bend forward. Exhale, walk or hop all the way to a forward fold. Staying in your fold. Inhale, shift your weight forward, come up off the heels as you exhale and press. Inhale, heels back down. Exhale, forward and press. Inhale, bend the knees, stay low. Inhale, shoot the arms forward. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale. Inhale, forward, flat back, staying low. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, last time, forward. Whole body, exhale, straighten through the knees, torso stays. Inhale, drop the knees. Exhale, flat back, straighten the knees. Use that traction we began with in class. Inhale, drop. Exhale, push the feet apart as you straighten the knees. Inhale, drop to chair pose. Almost there. Exhale, sink an inch. Inhale all the way up. Extend your mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do a little bit of a balance sequence here. Now that we're up in the air, I'll face the camera and try to reverse you. Find a really strong foundation. So if your legs are a little tired, kind of shake them out, reset. Wiggle the toes so they're not crunched and cramping because we're getting a little bit of fatigue. Shifting our weight over to the left foot. Really strong foundation between the first toe, the fifth toe, and the heel. Use that triplanar arch, that three-prong arch, to activate the leg. Hands are on the hip. Bring the right knee up towards your chest. If already you kind of jut this hip out, bring that left hip back into alignment. Use the foot a little bit more. Maybe roll that same side shoulder back to give that kind of animalistic foundation of an opposite leg, stabilizing. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, stay there, but kick the leg long. Inhale, bend. Exhale, kick. Inhale, bend. Exhale, reach down and guide yourself into tree pose, putting the foot either above or below the leg. Use this hip to push back into the bind of your foot. We're not going to stay here long. If you fall out, that's okay. I'm trying to burn you out on purpose. Good. Bring that knee back up to chest. Big breath in. Exhale, straighten the leg. Reach forward, try to grab with the toe, kick the toe into your hand. So you have a nice little bind going. Last effort to push through that straight leg. Open out to the side, but your heart, your center stays squared to the front. Slowly bend that knee and shake it out. So anytime you work into a really good hip type of class, we want to fatigue out those muscles that are built to stabilize it through our day-to-day motion where we just do a lot of forward and backward. So we're burning these out so then we can try a little bit of deeper stationary postures. Shifting your weight over to the right foot, opposite side. Good foundation through the first toe, the fifth toe, and the heel. Inhale, left knee to chest, keeping the hips at a normal angle. Exhale, open the shoulders. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, kick the foot straight. Flex the toes. Inhale, bend. Exhale, kick. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, kick. Grab through the wrist to guide the foot above or below the knee if you need a kickstand or just a little foundation here. Going into tree pose, using your right hip now to find the same type of pressure from your foot, activating that whole inside part of your body. Bring hands to heart wherever feels good. Arms going to shoot up towards the ceiling. Bring that right hip Exhale back to center. Inhale, open up to the right. Exhale back to center. Inhale, downward facing dog. Right heel kicks up towards the ceiling. Look forward. Exhale, drop the foot out to the right side of your hand. We start in a low runner's lunge today. If you have space for it, work yourself a little lower this time, going down into a lizard pose. So maybe you have blocks or books or pillows, something that allows you to drop a little bit past the knee. So if you're unfamiliar with lizard pose, it's that same shape as our running pose, except when you pull the right knee back into space, you hip hinge deeper to allow your forearms to come down. Often when you're new to this pose, it's really uncomfortable. You kind of arch through the back and create a lot of tension through the neck. If that's where you're at today, I'd rather you stay tall and focus your breath really low into the hip crease and lower abdomen. This is a kind of pose that when you want to get out of it, try to stay for 5 to 10 more breaths. Heel toe your foot to the center in between your hands. Look forward. Hop your back foot in just a little bit. Shift back into pyramid pose. It's going to feel really good to straighten that right leg now. Pyramid pose, the legs are raising up and back towards your high sacrum as then your head reverses that and falls forward. Press through the hands, release back to three-legged dog. Right leg comes up towards the ceiling. Just shake it out a little bit, maybe do some big circles. Drop that foot down to the mat. Switching sides. Inhale, left leg towards the ceiling. Big breath. Exhale, look forward. Lizard pose on the left side. So stepping the outside of the left foot. Strong hands. This side may be a completely different story, but you're still trying to walk down into that lizard posture where the forearms get a little bit lower. Those micro movements we did earlier through the ankle, they will be that intermediate step of giving you more space in the hip without being completely down into the lizard posture. So if you're staying tall today, keep adding that mobilization and working a little bit closer towards your final expression. Staying for 3 more breaths. Come back up to the hands. Hop your back foot in just a little bit. Heel toe your foot to the center of the hands and then shift the hips back to pyramid pose. Bend through that front knee. We'll reset one time through a vinyasa or dropping down a child's pose. Inhale when you're ready in downward facing dog. Lift the right foot towards the ceiling. Look through. Exhale, hands in between. Foot in between the hands. Rise up to crescent pose, so both feet are facing forward. In crescent pose, bring your hands to heart center, bending at the hips. So hip hinge forward. As you exhale, we're going to start to press into a standing balance posture. So left knee shoots forward and comes up, knee to chest. We're going to do that one more time. So slow, controlled, back to that crescent pose. Find the ball of the foot, regain your balance. Lean forward as you breathe in. trying to wrap knee to knee. Maybe your foot just stays on the outside for a kickstand right now. Maybe you can create that second bind so the toes come underneath and grab the calf. Hands are going to come out to field goal posts. Pull the shoulders down. Bring the elbows toward each other. Left elbow is going to come underneath the right. Thumbs are trying to turn back towards your nose. Pull the elbows inward towards your shoulders and then lift the hands up. So we're in this really double bind position. Gaze is looking at something forward that's not moving. Unwind, unbind, drop the foot, build up to extended mountain. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale and chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, drop the hands. Vinyasa, or just meet me back in downward facing wherever you are at this part of class. When you're in downward facing dog, right foot plants, left heel towards the ceiling. Exhale, look forward, try to bend and kick through. As you inhale, rise to crescent pose. Inhale and crescent, arms extend. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, shift your weight forward, hip hinging. Exhale, knee to chest. Slow, controlled balance. Slowly reversing, going back to that crescent pose. Find your foot. As you inhale, lean forward. Exhale, press back up once more. This time that right knee, while hovering, is going to opposite eagle wrap over the left knee. Maybe again, this side could be a completely different story than what you could do in the other side. If you have to kickstand, that's fine. Working towards tucking underneath and making that second bind. Inhale, 2, field goal arms. Strong torso as you hip hinge a little deeper. Bring the elbows forward together. Your left elbow is going to come underneath. Sorry, your right elbow. And then pull the hands up towards the ceiling for your full eagle wrap position. If that's really pinchy on the shoulders, instead of pushing straight up, when you get to your bind, pull your elbows back into space. Then see if you have a little bit more upward room. Slowly unwind, unbind. Inhale all the way up, extend your mountain. Exhale, chair pose, hands to heart. Inhale and chair. Exhale, straight arms, twist open to the left. Inhale, chair. Exhale, twist open to the right. Inhale, chair pose. Either coming down into a toe stand for the balance challenge here, or coming right from chair pose to your crow posture. Crow pose, fingers are forward, hips come high. Bend the elbows back, trying to find where your triceps hit the knees. Just shift your weight a little bit, trusting that connection. Gaze has to look forward. Start to come up onto the toes a little bit higher. Use your abdomen and pelvic floor to lift up towards your head as one or both feet fly. Feels amazing with sand in between. If you feel yourself falling out, you can shoot through chaturanga. Just try to land with bent elbows. And we will all meet in child's posture. Take a few breaths in child's pose.